Ooh, baby, I like it raw. Yeah, baby, I like it raw. Ooh, baby, I like it raw. Yeah, baby, I like it raw.
Hey, and welcome to video blog number, I don't know, look down here, I'm not there yet. Anyways, this is Chris Kennel from The Raw Advantage, and I want to welcome you to a very special video blog. I'm bringing out my first transitional recipe for my new recipe book, Cravings Busters Transitional Raw Recipes. It's actually a dedication recipe. It's called the David Avocado Noni Wolfe Stew. The reason I am dedicating it to David Wolfe actually is because he has avocado and noni in the name, and the recipe, that's two of the main ingredients. And nonis, at first I didn't like them, and now I love them.
He loves them.
I love them. They're just so good.
He's nuts about them.
I'm nuts about it. They're one of my favorites. It's crazy. But anyways, David Wolfe was the first person that got me into raw food. He was the first all raw foodist book that I ever read. I read Nature's First Law, and what I got from that was cooked food is poison, and eat all raw food. But I was kind of confused. I started reading a little bit more, and eventually I met Doug Graham, and everything kind of cleared up, and I got a lot of clarity in the whole raw food kind of lifestyle, and jumped right in. And actually, it's kind of funny. I initially, once I found Doug Graham and saw how simple and easy raw food can be, I felt I had a little bit of anger and resentment towards some people in the movement who really promote a lot of things that I saw to be really unnecessary. And it really actually kind of catapulted me into wanting to get into this, talk more, spread more, and help people more with the simple, low-fat, raw diet, because I saw it working for a lot of people. It was working for me, and I just really wanted to spread that simple way of living. Now, I'll admit I had some anger held there, and I found later that didn't really have a place in my life, and it's not something that I wanted to hold. Everyone's just marching to the beat of their own drummer. Everyone's just living in accordance to what is important in their own priorities. So I just wanted to leave that be and dedicate this to David Wolfe, first person who ever got me to raw food. Here we go, check it out. Welcome, David Avocado Noni Wolfe Stew. This is from me to you. I hope you enjoy it a lot. And I am going to enjoy it a lot. I've had a couple of these. Nonis, they grow all over the tropics. They're also known as the starvation fruit and the vomit fruit. Not so appealing to a lot of people. They apparently are anti-inflammatory, great for arthritis, and you can buy bottles of noni juice that are ridiculously priced. I don't know too many people who eat them whole. Me and Amy Schretz, I think, are the only ones I know. I love them. Anyhow, David Wolfe apparently does too, because his farm's called Noni Land, although he didn't talk about noni trees, he talked about cacao. I'm talking about nonis, I love them. We also got a giant avocado. It's kind of a more firm-fleshed avocado. A little bit bigger than the average one I'd eat, but it's going to be perfectly special and delicious for this stew. Got a little bit of green onions. Got some dates and some sun-dried tomatoes. And then on the fresh side, tomatoes, beautiful tomatoes. Some Napa cabbage and two kinds of bok choy, a little radish, and some mixed greens, just a whole bunch of wild kind of greens. So what we're going to do for this stew is start with some tomatoes. With almost all my stews, I love a lot of tomatoes. The quality of the tomatoes is going to really make the dish. If you have really, really good tomatoes, tomato season, you have great sun-dried tomatoes, the stew is going to be ridiculously good. So I like to cut about a third of the tomato off and put that in the blender for the base of the stew. This is going to be a ginormous stew, so it'll be, for most people, probably 2 servings, 3 servings. For me, it'll be 1 giant serving.
Banana Commando snitches.
So that's it, that's the base. I like big chunks of tomato in my David Wolfe Avocado Noni stew. Have about twice the ingredients of a regular salad.
Chunky monkey.
Chunky monkey. I like to get chunky monkey with my stews. I'm using these greens for this stew. You could use any greens. You could make this without the avocado or noni and then just be a regular stew. But this is the special noni stew. So we have all these beautiful chunks in here. We're gonna throw in the dates, nice sweetener. Food combining out the window in this transitional recipe. We got some sun-dried tomatoes. We're gonna throw those in there, thicken it up a lot. We're gonna throw the green onions in there. Take that, blend the sucker right up. trusty Vitamix, most beautiful blender. I'll use this thing. I'm pretty lazy sometimes, I don't like to use it. Get her nice and smooth. We're gonna get into the, bless you, Lisa. We're gonna get into the other ingredients here. Beautiful noni. I love these suckers. They smell pretty intense. Some people just
over here.
don't worry, it's just me. So here's a close-up shot of the noni. I love it. Oh baby, I like it raw. Don't bother with the seeds. No, but there's so many of these seeds. I just swallow them. Doesn't seem to harm me. They're like big cubes in my stew. Got all that beautiful noni goodness. It tastes like cheese. It tastes like blue cheese with a bit of hot pepper in it. And other people think it tastes like just gross, you know. The first bite I took, I almost spit it out. But by the third time I ate it, it's literally one of my favorite fruits. Now here at the Farm of Life, you know, they got about 12 noni trees. Every single day I go out and I look for the nonis under the tree. Little presents. Little presents from the noni gods. I like these little presents. They're so delicious.
Oh.
How many noni recipes do you know, huh? You got one now. Hawaii, eat your heart out. Costa Rica, eat your heart out. Asia, eat your heart out. We're all over the tropics. Get the giant avocado in here. Perfect. Easiest way to cut mangoes and avocados, just cut them in half, score them, and then you can scoop out those little cubes. I'm gonna actually add these last because this is a little bit ripe, so it's a little softer than I'd like. It might just kind of chunk in there. Take all these greens. I'm gonna cut all the bums off. I call the bottom bums. The bums are gonna go in there. I like to put the bums of all of my vegetables, like carrots and all that stuff, into my sauces so that nothing goes to waste. Because when you have the Vitamix, it doesn't really matter. You can just put it in everything, you know, and it's delicious. So I'm going to chop up all these. I love bok choy and all these Asian greens. They're extremely high in sodium, organic sodium, which is usable by the body. Non-organic or inorganic sodium, such as in sea salt, not usable to the body and actually toxic to the body. Don't waste your money on that crappy salt. Eat a lot of tomatoes, eat a lot of spinach, eat a lot of bok choy, eat a lot of celery, and you get all the sodium you need. All these greens are going to go into the stew part. This guy here, that's a nice radish. This is a random ingredient. This radish is completely random. It doesn't have to be in here at all. I just bought a radish. You know, it's going to go into pad thai, but instead it's going into the Avocado Noni Wolfe stew. From me to you. I love stew. These are little cubes. Radish, it's got some intense flavor. Just little cubes will treat me good, I think. I think I'll like that. Boink. We are ready for the stew portion. This is what makes this a stew and not just a simple blended salad. So we're gonna put these random greens. I think there's a little bit of mustard greens, a little bit of kale. You can use whatever dark leafy you want. I love spinach. Spinach and stew is the best. So we're gonna put all that in there. I'm gonna put all this in here. Oh my, forgetting about the bums. Gotta put the bums in there. And tear it up, put it in there, slop her on. Use this sucker. Tamper time. Tamper time. Oh gosh! I almost wrecked the whole stew. What I gotta do is little teeny adjustments. If you have the speed dial on your Vitamix, like I do at home, just put it up to about a 4 or 6 and leave it on slow, then it doesn't chop it or puree it, and then otherwise it would turn into a soup, a green soup. This I want it to be chunky, so it's a stew. So intense. This is intense. You can put an herb in here. I brought herbs. Usually I'll put herbs in here. I like herbs. I'd put a herb in there, but I didn't get any herbs. I like cilantro. Cilantro's delicious. Lots of cilantro. Put like a whole head of cilantro in here and you love it. I think David Wolfe would love it. This can be the best stew ever. Alright, that's it. Stew time. Don't even say anything about that. It's delicious. Spoon over here. Can't let any go to waste. This is seriously ridiculous. If the noni throws you off and you think it's disgusting, try it without the noni. This is just one version of one of my stews. I got a million others and tons of other stuff. Obviously, if you've seen in my video blogs, like the pad thai, the East Indian, the Mexican, pretty much any cuisine you can think of, over 100 and some recipes. Just gonna mix it in, nice and chunky. And because the avocados are soft, I'm gonna add them in last so they don't just completely puree in there. So we got these delicious avocados. Now for all you 80-10-10ers out there, which I am myself, it's important to know something that some people have a misconception about. 80-10-10 is an average, you know, I might go a little bit over top. It doesn't need to be a meal or by the day basis. I generally eat that like once every week, sometimes once every month. You know, sometimes I eat a bunch more when it's fatty season. You know, that's kind of part of the whole game. Since this is going to be a little bit more tomorrow, I'll probably keep it a little bit simpler, lower fat. It's all about, you know, over the term of days, weeks, months, and the year. So mixing that in. And there you have it. David Avocado Noni Wolfe stew. I love it. That's good. I make sure I have a piece of noni now. It's a banana commander size stew. Maybe you'll have this, maybe you won't. I don't know. This is it, this is it. This is the stuff, I love it. Pretty neat special recipe. First one I've ever seen with a noni in it, how about you?
David Avocado Noni Wolfe stew.